So it sounds weird, but I want to make a video comparing and contrasting the Wusthof Gourmet line with the Shun Premier line. The Shun Premier is the highest end line that Shun makes, with the exception of some of their more limited edition knives, and the Wusthof Gourmet is the lowest end line that Wusthof makes. But I have gotten, weirdly enough, a couple of emails from people asking me to compare the two lines, so I thought, why not? It might help a few people. Off the bat, these two knives are, as you would expect, extremely different. The Shun is a handmade forged knife from Japan. The Wusthof is a machine-made stamped knife from Germany. The actual blades, as you would also expect, are much, much different from each other. The Shun uses VG Max steel, which, as you all know, VG10 is the gold standard in the knife making world. It's very hard, very resilient, and holds an edge very well. VG Max is one step above that. It's even harder, even more resilient, holds an edge even better. And so at the end of the day, this is going to have a 61 hardness on it, and it's going to hold its edge very, very well. 16-degree edge, mind you, very sharp. The Wusthof is their own proprietary blend of steel, and it's only a 58 hardness, so it's much, much softer. It's going to dull much faster. It's going to lose its edge much faster, and it's going to need much more maintenance in terms of honing and sharpening than the Shun will. On top of that, it only has an 18.5-degree angle on either side, which by any standards is a very, very dull knife. So while the Premier can literally shave your hand all the way down in one motion, the Gourmet, you can just go back and forth and continuously do it, and it's probably not going to take any hairs off. I mean, I can just, like, it's scratching my skin, it's exfoliating me, but it's not actually cutting any hairs. With that said, let me get my little skin cells off of it. With that said, so it's a much, much different blade, obviously. And on top of that, the Gourmet is just the steel, while the Shun does a couple of things. Number one, they put 34 layers of stainless steel into the actual blade, layer by layer, which gives you this gorgeous Damascus finish that you see on the bottom half. And they also do a hammer finish on the top, which not only looks gorgeous, but these both have useful aspects to them. The stainless steel makes the blade much more resistant and resilient to rust and stains and pitting, and the hammered finish helps foods release. Both knives do have full tangs, which is nice, but being forged and being stamped, the handles are much different. The Shun Premier has this really nice sort of recessed area where the forging happens, and it holds your fingers very, very well, and the handle fits into your palm, so when you're doing a pinch grip, it really just sort of feels like an extension of your arm. While the Wusthof is a plastic handle, not a pakkawood handle, and the pinch grip is sort of awkward because it does have this little step where the actual handle meets the blade. Pakkawood is a very resistant, very resilient type of compressed resin-filled wood, so they're both going to stand up to water damage and things like that easier, but since this is flat on the bottom, there is a chance that it's going to break apart or come loose, while there is no chance with that. Both knives have lifetime warranties, which is great. The Shun also comes with lifetime sharpening for free, which I think is a deal breaker. The reason is because if you take your knives to a reputable sharpener, it's going to cost you about $5 per inch for a smooth blade like these two to sharpen it, and even then you don't really know what the results are going to be. With the Shun, you give it to them, they look at it, if they see any problems, they throw it away and give you a new one. And if they don't see any problems, they're just going to sharpen it, and you can rest easy knowing they're going to put the exact same edge right back on the blade that you first fell in love with. So with that said, it really comes down to different strokes for different folks, I would say. But if you do want to get an entry-level knife set, I almost always suggest the Shun Sora, because it has all of the benefits pretty much that I mentioned here, none of the negatives that I mentioned here, and it comes with free lifetime sharpening. So I'll put a link down to all three below. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, as always, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you very soon.